Very good morning, students. Today we are starting with a new chapter in SST, chapter number 5, India Physical. Let's read the chapter and understand what's given in the chapter. India is a very beautiful country. It lies in the northern hemisphere in the continents of Asia. It is also the 7th largest country in the world. Our neighboring countries are Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, and Sri Lanka. Please underline this line, very important. The land surface of India varies from place to place. It has high mountains, vast plains, dry deserts, and thick forest. It also has a long coastline, beautiful beaches, and many rivers. If you look at the map of India, you find a whole range of colors related to different landforms. There are 6 physical divisions or geographical regions of our India. India is bounded by high mountains on the northern side. On the other 3 sides, it is surrounded by water. The land which is surrounded by water on 3 sides is called a peninsula. India is therefore a peninsula. The northern part of India has highest mountain ranges on the earth. These are the Himalayas. It has some of the highest peaks in the world. Mount Everest is the highest peak. It is found in the Himalayas in Nepal. Okay, so what is given in this chapter on this page? Let's try to understand. Suppose this is the globe of the earth. Okay, this is how the earth looks like. When you zoom in, you can find India over there. Now, this is the physical map of India. Okay, this is how India looks physically. You can see the neighboring countries of India. Which are those? Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, right? These are the neighboring countries. Neighboring why? Because these are attached to the borders of India. India के बाउंड्री पे अटैच्ड है ये सारी कंट्रीज, इसीलिए ये हमारी neighboring countries हुई. Now these were about the neighboring countries of India. Now we are going to talk about the landforms of India. There are different types of landforms in different regions of India. Some regions have mountains, some regions have deserts, some regions have valleys, some regions have beaches. Okay, so there are different landforms on the land surface of India. In India, we have 6 physical divisions of landforms. It means that India has 6 different types of landforms. And in this chapter, we are going to study about these different landforms that are scattered all around India. Did you know that India is a peninsula? How it is a peninsula? Because it is surrounded by oceans on 3 sides. On the 4th side, there is land. Okay? On the 4th side, we have China and Nepal in the north of India. The other 3 sides are Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean. Okay? So we all know that if a land is covered on 3 sides with water and on the 4th side with the land, it is a peninsula. So India is a peninsula. We were on the last paragraph of this page. Let's read and try to understand what's given in the chapter. The northern part of India has highest mountain ranges on earth. These are the Himalayas. It has some of the highest peaks in the world. Mount Everest is the highest peak. It is found in Himalayas in Nepal. The highest mountain ranges of the Himalayas are always covered with ice and snow. The melting snow has given rise to many big rivers like the Ganga, Indus, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra. There is no vegetation on the upper slopes of the Himalayas because they are very cold. The lower slopes of it are covered with thick forest. This region is called Terai. To the south of Himalayas lie the northern plains, also known as the Gangetic Plains. These regions have flat or even land, which is watered by Himalayan rivers. These rivers bring very fine soil called silt, making the area very fertile. Many types of crops are grown here. This region is therefore densely populated. In the northwestern part, we have the Great Indian Desert. This occupies most part of the western Rajasthan. It is dry and sandy land. It does not receive much rainfall throughout the year. There is scarcity of water. Therefore, life is not very easy here. This desert is called as Thor Desert. Underline this line, very important. The southern part of India forms a peninsula which is surrounded by the Arabian Sea. In the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east and the Indian Ocean in the south. The part of India that looks like a cone on the map has uneven and flat surface. It is higher than the surrounding plain. This part of India is called the Southern Plateau, also known as the Deccan Plateau. Underline. This plateau slopes from west to east, which is why most rivers in this region flow from west to east. Underline. The rivers like Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, etc. flow into the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so now we are going to understand which part of India has what kind of landform. हम लोग landforms के बारे में सीखेंगे. इंडिया के different regions में different type के landforms होते हैं. Now, this is the map of India. You all can see the north part. In here, starting from Jammu Kashmir, we have the Himalayan mountain range that extends till Nepal. There are a group of mountains that extends from Jammu Kashmir to Nepal. These are the highest mountain ranges on earth and are covered with snow. Now, listen to this very carefully. Himalayas is the range of mountains. Okay? Himalaya हमारा range या फिर group of mountains है that extends from Jammu Kashmir to Nepal. Okay? ये mountain range इतनी लंबी है कि जम्मू कश्मीर से लेके नेपाल तक extend होती है. Now, in this range, we have one of the mountains that is Mount Everest. Mount Everest has the highest peak in the world. Okay? It has the highest mountain peak in the world. सबसे ऊंचा mountain है पूरी दुनिया का. Okay? It is in Nepal. Now, we all know that the north of India is covered with snow. इंडिया का नॉर्दर्न एरिया पूरा स्नो से कवर्ड है. जम्मू कश्मीर, नेपाल, हिमाचल प्रदेश, ओके, दीज ऑल एरियाज आर कवर्ड विथ स्नो. तो जब भी इस एरिया में सनलाइट आती है तब स्नो मेल्ट होती है. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द हिमालयन रेंज, द टॉप मोस्ट रेंज, सबसे ऊपर की स्नो सबसे पहले मेल्ट होती है. ये स्नो मेल्ट होके हमारी रिवर्स बन जाती हैं. ओके, गंगा, इंडस, यमुना, ब्रह्मपुत्र, ये सारी रिवर्स ऐसे बनी हैं. And because the temperature is very low on these mountain ranges, we have no vegetation. Vegetation या crops उगाने के लिए we always need proper land, fertile soil, proper sunlight, proper water, right? But in mountain ranges पे ये सारी चीज़ें properly available नहीं हैं. That is why we have no vegetation up there. But जैसे जैसे हम नीचे slopes पे जाते जाएंगे, we have thick forest. Okay? वहाँ पे thick forest है. That is our Terai region. And as we go in the south of Himalayas, we have the northern plains. हम northern plains को Gangetic plains भी बोलते हैं. Gangetic plains हमारा fertile land है. क्यों fertile है? Because हमारे mountains से जो ice melt हो रही है, that is giving rise to the rivers, that also brings fine soil with it. इन rivers में पानी के साथ साथ सबसे best soil भी आता है. And south में, south of the Himalayas, we have flat land. South में हमारे पास flat land है. Okay? Flat lands are best for cultivation. So when you have the best soil, availability of water, then that makes the land the best place for people to live. That is the reason these areas are densely populated. In the northwestern part, we have the Great Indian Desert. This occupies most part of the western Rajasthan. It is a dry and sandy land. It does not receive much rainfall throughout the year. There is a scarcity of water. Therefore, life is not very easy here. This desert is called as Thor Desert. Okay, children. We all know that Rajasthan is a very hot place. Okay? So this is the part where we have the Great Indian Desert. As we move downwards from the northern region of India, we experience a very hot weather. Okay? We reach the Great Indian Desert. Okay, the Rajasthan part. In Rajasthan, we have the Great Indian Desert and the temperature there is extremely hot. And due to this reason, there is a scarcity of water. वहाँ पे गर्मी ज़्यादा है, गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा है, ओके? इस वजह से वहाँ पे पानी की कमी है, ओके? रेनफॉल नहीं है तो पानी नहीं है, वहाँ पे रहना बहुत मुश्किल है, ओके? Because without water we cannot live. And this desert we call as the Thor Desert. Reading ahead. The southern part of India forms a peninsula which is surrounded by the Arabian Sea. In the west, the Bay of Bengal, in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. The part of India that looks like a cone on map has uneven and flat surface. It is higher than the surrounding plain. This part of India is called as the Southern Plateau, also known as the Deccan Plateau. This plateau slopes from west to east, which is why most rivers in this region flows from west to east. The rivers like Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, etc. flow into the Bay of Bengal. Only Narmada and Tapi are two exceptions as they flow into the Arabian Sea. This plateau is bordered on the east by a hill range called the Eastern Ghats and on the west by the Western Ghats. In the north, the hill of the Satpuras and the Vindhyas separate the southern plateau from the northern plains. On both sides of southern plateau are the narrow strips of the coastal plains, which are very fertile. These are called the western coastal plains and the eastern coastal plains. The eastern coastal plain is broader than the western coastal plain. This region is rich in minerals. The climate here is neither too hot nor too cold. India also has many islands. Islands are pieces of land surrounded by water from all sides. Very small islands are called islets, and a group of islands are called an archipelago. Lakshadweep, a group of islands, lies in the Arabian Sea, and Andaman and Nicobar Island lie in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, children. So as we move in the south of India, we experience the peninsula region. We all have studied what is a peninsula. It is a land covered with water on three sides, and the fourth side is the land. So we have the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Indian Ocean on three sides of India. Okay, you can see it forms a cone. Okay, it is in the shape of a cone. This part is the southern plateau, or we can also say it is the Deccan Plateau. जैसे जैसे हम इंडिया के साउथ के पार्ट में मूव करेंगे, ओके, नीचे की तरफ मूव करेंगे, हम इंडिया के पेनिनसुला रीजन में मूव कर रहे हैं. व्हाट इज़ अ पेनिनसुला? जिसमें हमारे पास थ्री साइड्स में वाटर है और फोर्थ साइड में लैंड है. ओके, वी हैव द अरेबियन सी, बे ऑफ बंगाल एंड इंडियन ओशन. थ्री साइड्स में ये तीन वाटर बॉडीज़ हैं और फोर्थ साइड में हमारा लैंड है. सो जैसे हम इंडिया के लैंड पोर्शन में साउथ की तरफ को मूव करते हैं, हम अनइवन एंड फ्लैट लैंड की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द पार्ट विच वी कॉल एज द सदर्न प्लेट्यू और द डेक्कन प्लेट्यू. दिस इज द स्लोपी रीजन. ओके, ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ को जाता है ये रीजन. इस वजह से बहुत सारी रिवर्स फ्लो होती हैं. ओके, वी डू हैव प्लेंटी ऑफ water in this region, and due to this most of the rivers flow from this region from west to east. Okay, for example Krishna and Godavari. Remember this much. Alright, ये सारी rivers जाके Bay of Bengal में मिल जाती है. We know that rivers come and meet in the ocean. So these rivers like Krishna and Godavari come and meet in the बे ऑफ बंगाल। अब इसमें एक एक्सेप्शन है। एक्सेप्शन हमारा नर्मदा एंड तापी है। These two rivers go and meet in the Arabian Sea. Okay, उनका डायरेक्शन अरेबियन सी की तरफ है। Then we have lot of hills in these region. ईस्ट के हिल्स को हम कहते हैं ईस्टर्न घाट्स, वेस्ट के हिल्स को हम कहते हैं वेस्टर्न घाट्स। नॉर्थ एंड साउथ में डिवीजन है। What do you mean by division? Division means अलग करना, सेपरेट करना। ओके, सतपुरा एंड विंध्या ये हमारे टू हिल्स हैं जो हमारा साउदर्न प्लेट्यू और नॉर्दर्न प्लेन्स में डिवीजन करता है, सेपरेशन करता है, दोनों को अलग करता है। As we move towards the south, we have very fertile plains. As we move towards south, अगर आप लोग कभी भी कर्नाटका, तमिलनाडु, केरला ये सारे regions गए हैं, you might have noticed they have very good vegetation. They have lots and lots of plants growing there. बहुत ही green area है because they have fertile land. We have two narrow stripes of southern plateau. Okay, one is in the east and one is in the west. The one in east we call it as eastern coastal plains and the one in west is the western coastal plain. हमारा ईस्टर्न कोस्टल प्लेन वेस्टर्न कोस्टल प्लेन से थोड़ा चौड़ा है, ब्रॉड है। ओके, बिकॉज ये मिनरल्स में बहुत रिच है। यहाँ की सॉइल बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी है और यहाँ पे मिनरल्स बहुत अच्छे मिलते हैं। व्हाट आर मिनरल्स चिल्ड्रन? मिनरल्स आर गोल्ड, कॉपर, zircon, iron. Okay, these all are minerals. These are found inside the earth. So children, these are a few examples of minerals. Minerals that are found inside the earth.
Ocean blue, I came home for you. Cut my hair in the dress that you wear. Don't you leave, now is my time to...
The climate here is neither too hot nor too cold. Okay, as in the north we have very cold region. Okay, and Rajasthan is a very hot region, but as we move in south we do not have too hot or too cold. The temperature there is moderate. Then we also have islands in India. Okay, what are islands? Island is a piece of land covered with water on all four sides. Okay, so we have Lakshadweep near the Arabian Sea. We have Andaman and Nicobar Island near the Bay of Bengal. Okay, these are the islands that are situated in India. Underline and always remember these lines. Very small islands are called islets and group of island is called as archipelago. Okay, many islands together we call it as archipelago. Small islands are called islets. Alright, next, climate in India. The climate in India is not same in all parts of India. It is different in different parts of India due to presence of mountains, rivers, plains and forests. The mountains have cold climate throughout the year. In the North India, summers are very hot and winters are very cold. In the coastal areas, the climate is neither very hot nor very cold. So we all know that India is a diverse country. Diverse in culture, diverse in language, and in the same way, it is diverse in climate. In the north, okay, in the top of India, we have extremely cold weather. As we move downwards near Rajasthan, we have extremely hot climate. As we move downwards, we have more of the moderate climate. What do you mean by moderate? Moderate means na zyada garam, na zyada thanda. Okay. As we move in the south of India, we have moderate climate, neither too hot nor too cold. Okay, the temperature is balanced, the climate is balanced. We have proper rainfall, we have good summers and good winters, right? So, the temperature is controlled in these areas.